はい、どうも皆様こんにちは、ハリウッド俳優のチャギーの時間でございます。そうしましたら今日はですね、今日もやってまいりましたこちらバーバンク16バーバンクの映画館ですねにですね、今ライトを照らしてもらってる、こちらゲストハリウッド映画監督アントニオさんです。
Hello. Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm Antonio here from LA. We're gonna watch something at AMC.
Yeah. 鬼滅の刃. So let me explain something. Okay. So this movie is like a huge hit in Japan.
Okay.
So that's why the Japanese people, all of Japanese people are curious about the reaction from the abroad, like industry.
Interesting.
Especially you are from the Hollywood industry, right?
How can I judge harshly?
They are very curious about that. So,
I love it.
One more thing about the movie. I shouldn't say anything, but about the movie, this is a huge hit in Japan.
Okay.
But it's like
This is the second part.
Yeah, you know that.
Yes.
Oh, you know. Okay, so
Well, I don't know the first one, but I know this is the second part. So I went like, I haven't to watch the first one.
But it should be okay. If you don't know the first part,
You can follow.
Should be okay.
That's fine.
But there may be some premises you don't know, but maybe you can figure it out. Especially you are the director.
I will figure out. If not, I'm just gonna ask questions.
Okay. Thank you for the holding lighter.
Yeah, we haven't like our whole life.
Thank you so much. Yeah, you are the director. Yeah. Okay, so let's go in and then check it out. Yeah.
Happening with Mama. I applied.
That's like the same as go.
But you know, I had.
Yay!はい、そうしましたら、見終わりましたよ。Okay, so how was that? How was the movie?
Very interesting. I literally came without knowing anything about it, and as a long life fan of anime, this is something that I love. It reminded me a little bit of a series. It was called Dragon Quest.
Dragon Quest.
You know Dragon Quest?
Yeah, I know. Dragon Quest is first. That's a game, famous game, huge game.
And then in the 80s they made actually the anime.
Yeah, anime.
So it was about swordsman, right?
Swordman,
and
yeah.
this little kid fly who was just growing and trying to become stronger and stronger. And he had like they were about magic and the whole thing. So it reminded me a little bit of that feeling of the 80s.
Oh, like 80s.
Yeah. Like it was like 1989 something like this when the anime came out. And I love it because one of the very recurrent themes on for example Japanese animation that I see it is that values are important and matter. Values, yes. For example, like respect and honor, and protecting the weak. Like the difference between the good and the bad. And that is something that I love because this is something that we have lost. For example, like we watch a lot of cartoons from everywhere in the world, and there is no values. There is no like sense of like good and bad, right? Like it is just it's a lot about stupidity, just like funny things, silly things, and that's fine. Like everybody gets to have a good laugh. But one of the good things that I love about like these old cartoons that actually still exist today in anime, Japanese anime, is actually that. So the first thing that I love is that there's a powerful message, a very good message, and everything is about like being good, like being honorable, living your life right.
Yeah. It's like I feel like it's like a different value, right? Because it's Japanese made, so maybe it's like that's like a little bit Japanese. It comes from Japanese taste.
Yeah.
Do you think so?
I feel like at this point it is weird because I'm used to it. So when I see it for me it's normal, right? For example, like recently I rewatched Ranma and a half.
Ranma. Oh, you see? Oh.
Yeah, I love it. I watched it when I was a kid and I rewatched it again like a couple years ago. I recently watched the last thing I watched was Death Note.
This note. Yeah.
And it is the same thing. Like it is always a struggle, right? Between the good and the bad, the good and the bad. Japanese anime always stays very true to itself. And that's something that I love and it fascinates me. The other thing that I love, and I love that is really present, it is the sense of spiritual realm. Spiritual things, introspective, the dreams, the spirit, the soul. That is something that I love also about like this film and about like Japanese anime, because it is a very recurrent topic, talking about spirits, about souls.
Recurring, yeah.
Yeah, and it is lovely because sometimes it becomes like just extremely action and everything is about like chi, right? And then everything about like fighting and action, that's fine. But sometimes it becomes very metaphoric, and then it is, and that is something that is really like quite lovely. It's like even poetry, it's like poetry, right? Because what this does, it is like putting kind of like importance on different aspects of life, the physical realm and the spiritual realm, and that is beautiful. That is something that is quite enjoyable.
Oh, which scene you impressed the most?
And like there's like all these dramas, like kind of like internal struggles or like mini conflicts of each character, and at the same time there's like the grand conflict, and it is like this film has like 3 endings, so that action wise that is very interesting, because you have like first of all like he managed to wake up and kill the demon. Oh wait, no, he didn't die, like he is now the whole train, and they like, oh screw that, we forget about this guy, there's a new guy that is even more powerful.
That's like a boost, it's like a separate,
I mean it's understandable, because maybe because of pandemic or whichever reason, I actually don't know this, they decided to make this into a film instead of making a second season,
because from the original manga, the comic, this part actually make a boost. Until then, the popularity is so-so.
Okay.
But from this part, from original manga, it boosts the popularity.
Yeah.
So that's why they made it like a different.
I like it. I would actually enjoy better, for example, if it would be like watching an episode and watching another episode, because that is what is happening, right? Like you have like these little kind of like little blocks of action that keep happening through the whole thing, and it feels like that. It feels like episodes instead of like a full film. I still understand it as a film, and that's fantastic. But I would love to see, for example, like the next part of because I want to see more, right? And then you get to see. I need to watch the first season because now I'm very interested.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
But then I don't know, maybe a good marketing strategy. Like if the second part of the season.
What I'm afraid of this movie, as a Japanese, maybe it's normal, but as an American or as a foreigners, maybe it's too much of telling you how to do it, how to be right. I think
like being preachy. I rather have that than have just stupid things. Like right now I don't have kids, but if I ever had kids, I'd rather them seeing this. Of course, I'm gonna show them like Dragon Ball and stuff like that. But I'd rather for kids, I'd rather even for generations like these days, to see things like this and actually learn, and not watching SpongeBob and then just thinking that the world's stupid.
Yeah, it's definitely good for kids, for the parents. Maybe it's okay to them to see it.
And for them to train martial arts, because it's fantastic. Like that is one of the most beautiful things that I could have done since I was a kid. Discipline, control of one's body and mind, friendship, and learning how to grow with other people, and then seeing how everybody gets stronger. I need to get stronger, I need to get faster, but I'm gonna help you, and we're gonna train together, and we're gonna help each other. There's a lot of really good things that comes out from martial arts. Watching these things is inspiring, and it just makes you want to go and train, and not because I want to go and fight people. I don't care about being violent, but I care about like the good things that comes from it.
I didn't expect this acceptable for you too. Wow. No, you are from Latin country.
Oh, yeah, I'm from Mexico, but for example, like what you need to know is that in Mexico we watch a lot of anime.
Japanese anime. You mean? That's why you get used to it.
I'm used to it since I was a little kid.
Okay.
So you can see yourself.
Yeah, thank you so much for the lot of comment. I get a lot of it. Thank you so much.
No, thank you for having me.
Yeah. Antonio is really busy. The director in the Hollywood movie industry. He's working so hard.
We're trying to get there in a more powerful way. We need to kill the demons.
So some of your film got the award, right? I'm sure the Mirror Protocol got awarded.
Yes, Mirror Protocol is a short film about 24 minutes. The last film that I had in festivals, well, I had a feature film that is called Freeman. Right now, that one also won a few awards, and it's streaming on Amazon Prime.
Wow.
And the one that actually has done the best is experimental short film, which is called Resilience. It's in French. That actually was competing in the Oscars this January.
Oscar?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
It got accepted to the Oscars in December. Like I applied. It is a really long process. It took like 2 months to put everything there because it is the most complicated festival in the world.
Yeah.
Well, of course. And it is the one which has the most requirements of quality standard. Also makes sense. Like after that, I applied. It took like a month, and then one day I go into the platform because. It's a huge process, but at the end of the day, like I go into the platform to see, and then I see approved. And that was super exciting day. But that is just approved, and then that means that it's gonna go for competition. So what happens after that? It just went to February, and then all the Academy members. They need to watch the films and they need to vote for it. Pretty much like all the directors that are part of the Academy watch my film. So it's like people like Spielberg or people like this they actually had to watch it.
Academy members.
Yeah.
Wow.
There was 174 films which were accepted.
174. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Out of like 200,000.
Okay. Oh, I approved. Yeah.
Yeah. So only like the very small fraction got approved 174, and out of those goes into a short list, which are the nominees. But we didn't make that. So we will have to make more films.
Wow, but that's the impressive story, though.
It is fun. It is my first time kind of like knocking at the door and saying like,
okay, finger crossed to have the Oscar in the future.
We're working hard. We will get it.
Okay, wow, that's great. Antonio is gonna be a huge director. Okay, thank you, Antonio. This time to be my YouTube. Okay, そんなわけで、アントニオさんに今日は見ていただきましたよ。それではまた。バイバイ。バイバイ。